What's happening, everybody? We are back for another episode of 0 to 100,000 Real Estate real fast. We have an incredible guest here, four-time icon, Todd. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man, appreciate you having me. Look forward to sharing.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. You have a ton of value to drop on these people, and I'm excited to dive in there. But before we do, like, let's hear your story. Like, how'd you get here today? What happened? What led you here?
So I'm 22 years in the business. I kind of grew up in this industry. Both my parents are real estate agents, 50 plus years. And I got out of high school, got into the investment side of out of stuff. At 19 years old, I'm buying investment properties. By 24, I had all bought or sold or owned over 800 properties, and it was like a wonderful college experience, you can call it, because it was real world. 25, I got sick of doing the investing. I had to figure out what I was doing next. I had another company I was running at the same time, which was like a telemarketing company, and didn't like that either because I didn't let them manage people. And so I had management in place. But when I got out of the investments, I went to the office every day. I was like, this is just not me. As my second shift of career, I guess you can call it, at 24 years old. Got my real estate license, wanted to get into sales and shut the other company down, and then just went full force into this. Leveraged my networks when I was getting involved. So we had luckily investor networks we could leverage, for the business. But 18 years at Remax, 3.5 years now at EXP. It's been a good ride. We've got a team of 15 agents and 4 assistants in the office. So it's been a good ride for us so far.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. And coming in when you first started, like what were some of the initial fun challenges, tough challenges when you first came in?
I want to say it was the age, but I came to that with experience because, you see a 25-year-old walking into a, $500,000 listing appointment. Now I got involved in, well, I don't want to say $500,000 because that's still expensive right now, but let's say 250,000 back in 2000 was an expensive house back then. And, you got a 25-year-old walking in, not having a presentation down, not really knew everything about real estate. So I could talk the education side, but I couldn't talk like the experience. How many homes have you sold? I used my investment experience. I've been in the business for 6 years, even though my license says 1 month. So talk about how long you're in business was the key thing. And also, you've got to, like, my parents were obviously, one of them was the manager at the office, Remax office I was at, so I could leverage them for anything, but leverage your people that are above you. I mean, because I was in, when you're in Remax, there's everyone in there is, older, been in the business a long time. So you have a ton of experience you can learn from there.
I think so. Like, of course, we have the NAEA, right? But like
Yep.
at each office, you have this, right? So like our proven and repeatable system, like inside of your office, find whatever it is that you can leverage to use those words.
Yep. Well, and I'm still in an office today, even though we're in a virtual business. I still have a brick and mortar space, and ironically, I'm in the old Remax office because the broker didn't need the space because he had 2 offices. So when I said I'm leaving, he goes, "Well, do you want the keys?" Like, okay, cool. So I didn't have to move my office, but I made a living out of being in the office and getting walk-ins and getting the calls and all that stuff. So people weren't in the office. Who's getting it? I mean, I'm still making 50 to 60,000 a year minimum just off of being in the office of people walking into it.
Wow.
And that's been that way the entire time. So because I treat it like a job where I'm up, do my morning routine, get to the office by 9 o'clock, meet with my team, do our little chit chats, and then I'm in the office working. And I shut down towards 4 or 5 o'clock, depending if I'm showing houses or not. Obviously, we leave earlier or later for what's going on there.
Heck yeah, man. Well, I think that's really the segue. So premise of this show is, if we can look at this multiple ways. If you just had to start over, you didn't have the current business you have, or if we just airdrop you in another market, what would you do to get from 0 to 100,000 real fast?
Well, that's a good question, because I'm going to be airdropping myself into another market here in the near future. So I'm going to take my own advice. But we just bought a house up in Daytona area, so we want to build a team up this way and up in Daytona Beach area. And so it's, what do we do to start generating business now? And it's, for me then, it was leverage the networks that I have. I've got networks up here that I can start to leverage. If not, go find the networks. Talk to your, obviously, if you're coming into a brand new market where you don't know anybody, because I have some contacts here. If I go to Jacksonville or I go to North Carolina or a mountain town or something, then I need to start leveraging the mortgage lenders and the title companies or the lawyers, and start with that, and then go to the events, because you got to get connected with the agents. And if you can get connected with the agents that are there, they're going to be your leverage because they're going to want to know who you are. If half of the business we get right now or the contracts are people who have no brand name, never met them, just send over and over, send an offer over, never send a text message or email to confirm. So you want to get to build, know your brand in there because that's going to help you get your contracts accepted. Next, obviously everything's online now. So get some pay-per-click ads running, get some Facebook ads running, talk to the people in your brokerage, get some open houses running, start doing that. If you understand the investment business, find an investment club that's there. That's the biggest thing I think, because, and even for one of my things I did when I first started as coming out of the investment side, I went back to my network of investors and said, hey guys, I'm on the listing side now. So if you guys need to sell, I've got some cool opportunities that I can put together for you. We'll do an investor special deal. And, where it's, we were charging 4.5%, but it was, hold on.
You're all right.
Hold on. Callie. Sorry. Garbage truck drives by. It's good stuff.
I love it.
So, is we went back to them and we did like a discount commission for the investors, but what that created was multiple business. And so every time they'd have something, I was offering them, hey guys, if you're at a property, you need a quick value, let me know. I'm at the desk all the time. I can run your valuations for you and tell you the house is going to get this price. And if you want me to walk on repairs, I can help you with that as well. So being there as a asset to them. And then of course, if you get the listings, what's going to happen? You get the buyers and hosting open houses, hosting, running ads on those properties and things things along that line.
I love it. I love it. And, what it triggered for me was it's, the grid that, like Veronica's been doing.
Yes. Yep.
So like I went to the last one and something hit me is that you can invite any living human to an investor event. Like anybody, because everybody wants to own a second home as a rental. It doesn't matter who they are, whether they're a client, a past client, a future client, or an agent. They all want to go and be a part of this event. So like when you said that is so true. Like leverage those events, leverage those networks, and invite people to come with you.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And if you can go and meet the other agents that are into the investment side of things, I mean, obviously that's going to help you as well.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
That's where I think I'd be my biggest thing is, get the listing, figure out how to get the listings. And I mean, again, call FSBOs and expireds. We've got the NAEA systems with the certified home selling advisor. We can run ads. How do I sell my house for 18% more than the other guy? Just because that's going to create calls. You have a ton of referral networks that are out there right now that are, we just connected with OJO and they're connecting us with sellers who want cash offers. Obviously, we're walking in with a cash offer for them. If they take it, great. But it's not going to be a high cash offer. Yeah. But the goal is to convert them to a listing to show them why you can sell your house for more on the listing side and why it's worth another 50 grand. But if somebody wants to dump their house for the price that I'm offering them, even better. Now I've got an asset that I can flip to somebody else.
Heck yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I think back about like how blessed we are to have the assets from an NAEA.
Yeah.
Like that for a newer agent in a different market, like that is amazing that you can follow a process. You can have something that you can put on your name. Like it's super cool when I think back.
Well, and it's a system. So like you said, I'm walking into it with a system. When I first got in the business, I was just winging it. Whatever worked, I'm throwing, and I still sometimes do that. Let's just throw, some money at it or throw, shit at the wall and see what happens. And, that worked then and it can still work now. Again, you've got to have the cash to do it. You've got to have the time to do it. And you've got to have, maybe waste some time doing it, but it's, it's going to be what's there.
Hey, Melissa, good morning. Yeah, 100%. And for any guidance for pay-per-click and Facebook ads, like a good resource for people to go and learn, because I feel like people they get stuck when they think about that stuff. Like they've tried a Facebook ad and they spend so much money and got no results. And
I want to say, fine. I'm not a Facebook guy. I'm not a Google person. I'm not a tech person. I'm gonna outsource to the people who know what they're doing. I've got a guy, Brian Short. He's out of Vegas. He's actually a real estate agent, runs a marketing company as well. And for $500 a month, he manages our Google pay-per-click. So well worth, the $500 investment. And then he tells us what we need to do, where we need to make changes. And if we want to add other counties or narrow the circles down, and then Facebook, there's 1,000 people out there who know how to run Facebook ads. And with our software, KV Core, you've got add-on services. You can have them do some Facebook ads for you. or even listings to leads with Scott Pierce. He's $40 a month for a service, and it's so automated in there. I mean, that's the best $40 a month we spend.
Yeah, the listings, I just recommended it to one of my partners. He's like, hey, I want to get Facebook ads for it. I'm like, listings leads, it's $40.
Yeah. And all the PDF downloads that are in there, it's all customized to you. It's all branded to your company or team colors. I mean, it's the work's done. And that's what I always struggled for, is like, I don't want to recreate the wheel. Oh, wait, he's got it. It's done.
Yeah, for $40. Like, I feel like you could easily charge $250 a month for that. Like,
yep. Don't say that.
True though. I mean, it's an amazing product. Yeah, guys, listingsleads.com. That's a winner right there.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. What else do you want to give these guys? I mean, what else? What other advice do you have for them?
You know, the other part, if you're in your market, reach out to your sphere. Constantly let them know that you're in the business. I've got a brand new agent who just joined us, and he is, he's in the office every day, which is one thing. He's showing up to work. Whether you're at home or in an office, show up. I'm in the office between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. The guy's already there. Now he's coming out of past sales from the commercial side, from the commercial equipment. But so he's got that already ingrained in his head. A lot of the young people that are coming into the business, like, I'm just going to show up when I get there and see what's going on, et cetera, et cetera. And it doesn't work. You have to treat this like a business. You are in business. But, get out to your sphere, let them know you're in real estate, let them know you're working the markets, let them know you can help with buyers or sellers. He's getting commercial business right now as a brand new agent, and people are wanting him to help them find 100,000 square feet, 50,000 square feet, commercial build. He's going to rock it because he's reaching out to his networks that are there. So I think that's the biggest thing. And then, anything you could do if your kids are in school, sponsor stuff with the school, host a school event. Some things that people did for the end of school year was do like ice cream trucks in the neighborhood. These are all small things, and they go a long way. I mean, if you've ever read Michael Mayer's 7 Levels of Communication, that is all, sphere-driven business. And I've got a couple agents that we know that's all they work on. They don't run any ads whatsoever. They're just working on their database, and it's all about events. And I can spend $2,500 to $3,000 a month on Facebook ads or Google pay-per-click to find a bunch of people who don't know me, or I could take the same money and go spend that on running the ice cream truck every week, or there's a ton of things we could do to keep getting in front of our people, and that's stuff that we do as well. So I'm just throwing some random ideas out there.
I'm right.
Like I said, we try everything, and if it doesn't work, then we try it again better. But COVID did change that a lot, because we used to do 4 events a year, and our fall festival was our biggest one. We'd have 300 people show up, and we ended up not doing that, but we pivoted to like pumpkins and pitchers, and did an Easter egg thing. And this was at our office. We had control of the venue, but we would have a food truck. We'd have a dunk tank. We'd have, carnival games. We had 8 sponsors. So they'd get a bag with our information on it, and they'd go down the row of cars, get their candy. We want to get that going again, but it's like the hesitation, I don't know why it's still there, because we just started getting back into like events at venues. And we just did a happy hour last Friday at Wekiva Island in Apopka. And that was a huge thing. I mean, we saw some people that I haven't seen in like 2 or 3 years that were excited to get out and just, we called it schools off for the summer. So it was really a parents driven event. Come have some beer on us and enjoy.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. You just sparked a couple ideas for me right there, and I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Coaching too, I think, is a big thing for agents. It's between coaching and training. They're obviously 2 different things, but one of my agents right now, she's really slow. So she's like, yeah, I'm diving into the buyer agent mastery program you told me to get into a year ago. Okay. It's 12 hours. Why are you doing it a year later? But educate yourself as much as you can. If you have the time to do it. If you've got, like for Florida, we have our 60-hour class we take for the first, to get the license, then it's a 45-hour continuing ed. Get that out of the way right away. Because there's things in that class that's going to teach you how to be in the business now that you're in the business. Yep. Because I took the GRI 1 back 20 years ago when I had time, because that was my 45 hours. And you got to take 2 and 3 right after that. And I hadn't taken those. So now I've got to take that GRI 1 all over again, 45 hours sitting in the classroom to go get the designation. And we don't have time because we've built a business that we're busy. So now I wish I would have done these things, years ago when I had the time to do it. So,
Heck yeah.
but
Coaching, I mean, that's something that I feel like we're spoiled with, right? Like
yes,
it's just where we are here at EXP. But what, if you're not here and somebody's trying, like, what are some of the ways that they can find some coaching around them that's probably there and they don't even know it?
their brokerage should be offering some sort of coaching or training. I know everybody's got something, and there's a huge difference between coaching and training. Training is we're teaching you how to be in the business. Coaching is we're trying to teach you mindset and and running a business. We're going to teach you how to call FSBOs, expireds, etc. There's so much stuff, and again, it's all budget driven too. I mean, I've got when I started in coaching, 10 years ago, I was paying $400 a month or $500 a month. And it was a big leap for me to go to the $700 bill to go from part-time to full-time coaching. I was like, this is just crazy. And now we're seeing coaching where I'm paying $2,000-3,000 a month for it. And like, I'm one coach that I want to coach with. I'm like, he's more than my mortgage payment. I just can't fathom paying someone to talk 30 minutes a week and when it's more than my mortgage. But the stuff they're going to drive you to and the people they're going to put you around is going to 10x what you're doing. So you look at that $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month investment as like, yeah, I'm building a business off of that.
Yep.
And you're paying to be part of the cool club, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
But there's enough stuff online where you can get data. Obviously YouTube, Tom Ferry talks, they hated him back in 2007 when he started putting all of his content on YouTube. You can go get coached by him for free watching his YouTube videos.
Yep.
So it's just go on YouTube and find some things. What do you like? When we joined the company 3 years ago, I just was typing in EXP Realty and realized, okay, here's all the stuff I need to know. Now, 3 years later, there's 1,000 more or 100,000 more videos, and it's more relevant now. But if I wanted to learn expireds and I wanted to get in and I just, expired listings, what do I do? And you can listen to cold calls. You can listen to the prospecting. You can maybe even join it. You got guys that are offering free calls. I'm trying to think of the word. It's not happening right now. Sorry. Sorry, I'm having a mind blank. We're bantering back and forth. What is the word?
I mean, they're offering you free leads,
Not leads.
free information.
No, it's not free. It's not that. It's we're prospecting against each other.
Oh, competition? Like
this is like a Wordle.
It's all right. You'll remember it here in a minute. You'll be like, oh, it's this.
Yes, exactly. Oh my God. When you're on the phone with your agents each week and you're doing your prospecting and they're listening to you. So it's role playing. Sorry, role playing is the word.
Yep.
And that's because you're refining your skills. And if you can work on that with somebody, because there's a ton of people who are doing like, hey, join my free call on Wednesdays at 9:00. We do role playing and stuff. If you can get into those and listen to what they're saying, and I want to call it, we're not having script practice. We're having conversation practice because you got to learn the words to say. Yep. And if you can learn the right words to say, you're going to sound a lot more educated, especially as a brand new agent. Because I didn't know what I was talking about then. And I can't remember the word role playing. So you've got, if you can get involved in that and just listen to what people are saying and how they're saying it, then you're going to be more successful because it's just the education you're getting. There's a book Veronica had at her office, Phil Jones. I think 2 weeks ago we were there. And it's exactly what to say for real estate agents. It's about a 30-minute read. And he also put out a video. It's a 45-minute role play session. If you go to exactlywhattosay.com, and it's him taking 4 different career segments and telling them now they're going to pivot with this word. It's $15 to watch the video. And I want to go back and watch it again and just take a bunch of notes and give it to my team because he was so on point with everything about how you need to pivot your conversation.
Wow.
You're asking me, how do I sell so many houses or whatever? It's like the biggest word he always uses, really, and just shut up. And you'd be surprised when people be like, I guess we could do that. But Phil M. Jones and Chris Smith wrote the book, Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents. And that's a good read for anybody out there who's trying to just level up their conversation.
I love it, man. I'm about to buy that for the office right now.
Yeah, I ordered a bunch of them, and this is years ago. I had gotten the book, and one of my agents was just talking about, hey, did you hear about this guy? I'm like, I got you. I got an extra book in the back for you. We hadn't even had that conversation, so I gave it to him the other day. I'm like, read it, bring it back, and we'll have it as the library for the office. But
heck yeah. I mean, dude, read having a stack of resources is huge, because there's a lot
Yeah,
of times where somebody comes and we wouldn't even explain it right if we tried, right?
right.
Like you can give them the resource, go direct to the source, and get the thing that impacted us.
Right. Well, they want you. So whenever you go and you're reading a book, you've got to take notes in the book like you're going to teach it. And it's like going to events. You've got to take enough notes like you're going to teach it like you're going back to your team. And so now I've gotten all the notes. I need to decipher my notes and put them back into something legible. But I love writing, because the more I can write, the more I can remember stuff. And it's just something to kind of reach back to. If you look at my backpack I carry every day, I've got 4 yellow pads in it. And sometimes I get a little confused what's in there, which one I'm working out of, but it does help, because I need to write things down.
Yeah. I love it, man.
So
I love it. I got one more question, and I appreciate you
yeah,
being here again. Like I know you're
yeah.
taking valuable time and contributing towards our community as always. So what, before you came into EXP, you had 18 years in the business. What were some of the biggest things that you were struggling with, and what did EXP do to help solve that?
I think for us, we were trying to figure out change, because I was with Remax for 18 years, and I wanted to grow. And I think the company with the costs, I'm a numbers person. Like if I'm going to bring you on my team and it's going to cost me money every month to have you sit there until I see a return, then that's going to concern me. So it inhibited my growth of growing our business. And so like if I wanted to have a third office, we were paying $800 a month per room in our office. And I'm like, if I go get one more room, it's like paying the rent for the whole office. Why am I doing that? And our agents like to come into the office and work. But the biggest thing for us was, just the growth we were allowed to have. So the minute we moved, we hired 4 more agents. And I didn't cost me $400 a month per agent, or whatever the cost is, whatever brokerage you're in. Yep. And they pay the $85 a month. We had additional systems in place for us. The group that we partnered with, we have NAEA, we have Kinder and Reese, and I have Cliff Freeman, who's bringing some of the Verl Workman products to the team as well. And, the additional people that we're able to partner with that are below us, or like tools that I can provide. But the onboarding I thought was easy, and I'm bringing over a team of 5 people. Yep. I have people who are thinking like, this is crazy. I'm getting all these emails. Well, if you follow email 1 and go to email 12, you're going to have a problem. But if you follow email 1, go to email 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be simple. Don't jump ahead. Kind of like a real estate transaction. You can't go from contract to closing right away. You have to go from contract to inspections to appraisal to clear to close, and then to closing. So follow the process.
I love it. I love it. And how few of us can I mean, what you just said does relate to most real estate agents, where like, I think I'm going to tell a quick story. So I'm very just running gun, right? Is my all gas, no brakes. And then I've got Joel, who's the sales manager on my team, and he's like the process, right? Like he's really the process. So we're in the office and we're building furniture for the office. So he's putting this together piece by piece. It's moving a little slower to mine. So I build the whole thing and realized that the first piece really needed to be the last piece. So I had to deconstruct it and put it in backwards. And so we end up getting done the same time. And he's like, "Hey man, but you did a lot more work than I did." Just so
Well, it's where, with the new house we just got, we're having to assemble all the furniture, and we had hired some guys to come in and do it, and then some of it we did ourselves. And I'm like, why isn't this bed frame bouncing? And it's like, it was literally like a seesaw. Well, we took the pieces, flipped them over, and they went on backwards. And I'm on the phone with tech support trying to put a bed frame together for 45 minutes, sending her photos and sending her more photos. I'm like, this is cool that I can talk to you. You can look at this thing I'm putting together. But she's like, oh, so after all that time, literally had to take and flip 2 pieces over, and that was it. The rest of it came right together. And you can't move ahead in pages, because what happens whenever we're putting furniture together? There's always extra screws, and those are not in the bag that say additional pieces.
Follow the process.
Yep.
Follow the instructions. That's it. Don't put the bed together twice.
Exactly. Well, and agents on the team, when we're onboarding them, they're like, how fast can I get onto lead gen? I'm like, do you know how to answer the phone yet? No. Then why are we going to put you on lead gen? It's you're going to be on lead gen within 2 to 3 weeks. And if you can't figure out how to put somebody into our database system, if you can't figure out how to use the MLS or even write a contract, how are you going to successfully be out there talking to the client about what it looks like to write a contract. Yes, we're here to help you, but I'm not here to like start the process for you. You need to start the process with the client and then come into us, for the follow-up or for the backup.
100%.
So they've got to follow the steps. And if they do that, they're going to have a successful career.
I love it, man.
So
I love it. And hey, I want to just thank you again for being here, taking the time to jump on here. And
it's good to see you again. And I'm happy to hear about the grid stuff with Veronica, because we've been wanting to dive into that. And it's, it's pretty cool. It's something different. It's another network to leverage.
Yeah. And like for the team, right? So the thing I got excited about the last time is like, this is something of value that you can literally, like, every agent on our team can invite the people that they're talking to, like, hey, we have this amazing event coming up next week.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about how to grow your investment portfolio, whatever the topic is for that month. And now they feel safe. Like they're going to a local venue that they know and they can come out, meet you. It ties in exactly with what you were saying, but it's something that everybody can leverage. Like everybody in your network can leverage that to bring other people into those events. And the agent doesn't have to spend any money. It's all provided for them. They get free dinner. They get to meet people. Like it's the best of all worlds. And if they're a newer agent, they can introduce them to you, right? They can introduce them to me, and like we can help to tie that together for them.
Yeah. Because everyone wants to get into the Airbnb business. Everyone wants to start buying investments, but it's how do I go about doing it and how do I run it like a business? Because again, when I was doing the investments back, when I was younger, I didn't take any education. I didn't even tell my parents I bought my first house because I wanted to do it without them really knowing about it and having them, making comments. And then I should have asked them for more advice, because I grew up with rental properties with my parents, fixing them and doing all this stuff. And how to like go about it just a little bit smarter. I think we would have been, we were very successful with it, but we would have been a lot more successful and probably done it a little bit differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So leverage the people that can help you. Don't be afraid to ask.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Thank you, brother. Anything? And I think I have to leave them on, and I'll see you next week, shareholders.
Yep. We'll be at shareholders. So guys, anybody looking for Orlando, we're happy to help you with referrals, and any questions on the business, reach out to James and I.
Heck yeah. Have a good one, man.
All right. Yep. You too. Thanks.